So several of you are planning on doing a split format video, and so this video is meant to show you how to do that, and it's surprisingly simple. And so what I have here are just two video clips. I've muted the audio. We're not going to work with that in here. And if I click on the eyeballs over here next to video track 2, you can see that there is the other track underneath it, the mannequin track, and the clown track. And so what I want to do is line their two faces up right about the middle of the screen, and then when they play, in essence, you'll have two square movies playing right next to each other. That's what we're working with. We need to do a little trick to help us find the exact middle of the screen. If you go up here to the File window and pull down to New, now you can also get it down here in the New Item button. So I'm going to go up here, say New, and pull down to Color Matte. And this will seem a little weird that we're doing this, but be patient. And I want it to be the same size as my movie, which it currently is set to. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to pick a color that is just really obnoxiously bright, just so I can tell it's obviously not part of my movie. So I'm going to click OK. Color Matte is a fine name for this. And then I'm going to pull this into my timeline. And then pull my playhead over so you can see the beautiful bright Dayglow green I have made.
Groovy.
Now, that obviously isn't helping us find the middle of the screen, so we're going to have to position this. So I'm going to click on that Color Matte track and then come up here to the Effect Controls window. And specifically in the Motion folder, I want to just change the position of this. So right now these numbers represent the very middle of the screen. And so if I know that, then I can just type in numbers that will move it a specific amount one way or the other. For instance, if I change that first number, I just double clicked on it, I can hit the 0 key, hit the Enter key, and it will move it over so that now the middle is right over to the 0 point there. So that's fine. If I wanted to go the other way, then I type in 1920, and that will take it to the other side. So I'm going to actually go back to 0 because I think that will help me the most as I position the clown. And then I need to click on the clown clip because that's what I want to reposition. And then I can go back to position again, and I just want to, the first number again is horizontal, so I'm just going to click and hold and drag and pull him straight over till I find what appears to be about the middle of his face. So I'm going to say right about there is pretty good. We can always change this later if we need to. And now I can turn off this Color Matte. And now I can see, okay, well that's good. He's in the right position, but he's got a whole lot of image over here that I don't want. I want the image to be cut off. So I'm going to turn the matte back on. I'm going to click on the clown clip, make sure it's active, and then I want to add a crop to this. Now crop isn't one of the standard choices in here. You have to add that from the effects window. So I'm going to go down to the effects window, go down here to video effects, open that up, and then I need to go down here to the transform folder. Spin that open, and you'll see here is crop. So I can do this two ways. I can drag this to the timeline, or I can drag it up into the window if that clip is already selected. And so I'm going to do that, and there is crop. Now, nothing has been changed yet because I haven't applied any settings. Everything is set to 0. But the crop is turned on. All I need to do is I need to adjust the left crop. And notice all the stopwatches here. So this is something that you can animate if you wanted to. So I am going to crop that down to about 25%, somewhere in there. And you can see if I move this, it moves very quickly. So you just have to get it kind of close and it's somewhere between 27 and 28%. So I'm going to leave it at 27 for now. But if I turn off my, my color mat here, you'll see that it's actually going a little bit past there. And so now I'm going to have to start typing in stuff. So let's try 27.5. And then we can check again. It's still not quite perfect, but it's really close. And so I know from trial and error before that this is going to end up being 27.8%. And that pretty much will match that center point almost perfectly. So that's good. And now I can turn that color mat off. And all I have to deal with now is moving the mannequin into position. And I'm not even going to have to crop him because he's the bottommost layer, so the stuff I don't want to show will actually be behind the clown. So choose that, go up here to position, and I just want to pull him over until he is about in the right place. And it looks like the clown maybe is going to have to move up a little bit, so we will deal with that in a minute. So the chin's lining up okay, but this is really off. So I think it's going to be more important to line up the mouth and the nose. And if the chin's a little off, that's okay. It looks to me about in the center for him. So I'm going to go back to my clown. And for position now, I'm just going to move him a little bit up. Now I had already increased the size of the clown a bit. You'll see it's 107%. And so that gave me extra room, top and bottom, to move it. So I still had image. And that's it. That is all there is to doing a split screen. So obviously, if you have multiple scenes, one after the other, then you would have to adjust each time a new scene came into the timeline. But let's just take a quick look at this, and you'll see how this works with my little film. There is one more thing I need to show you, and this is a good place to show it to you right here. And that is right now the line between the two images is a hard line. And that's fine. That may be exactly what you want. But if for some reason you don't want that, you can choose the object that has the crop applied to it, go into the crop area here, and you'll notice on the very bottom there's one more feature that's called edge feather. And let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit better. And so if I change the edge feather here, then it will give it a softer edge. And so again, this happens pretty fast. So I'm going to click and hold and drag, and you'll see what it does is it actually feathers it and moves it into or away from where your original line was. And so I know from experience that somewhere around 10 is kind of a nice softness I like, where it just kind of doesn't make it quite so much of a line, but it's still very easy to see where each image starts and begins. But you can make that be whatever you want, and I wish you lots of luck. This is a fun thing to do. I can't wait to see what you do with it.